Hey, what's up guys, my name is Power Surge. I'm here with another video. We are playing Black Clover Red with Asta, and my opponent is playing Yellow FULLMETAL ALCHEMIST with Ed and Greed. What we're looking in for Red Asta is the 5-drop raid as well as a 4-drop raid. They both do effects like the 5-drop kills a 4k or lower, and then the 4 cost puts a card underneath him, and then I can remove a card to give him impact. And there's other cards like Finroll that helps with the gameplay, because at the end of the attack I can remove a card, a face down card from under him, to move a character in my energy to my front line, or my front line to my energy, or just swap 2 characters from either line. And then the yellow deck has Ed that has impact. It could derate himself to reveal a card from the top 6 of his deck and place it in hand, as well as the other one that lets him draw 2 trash one or bring the Alphonse to the field rested. And then the Greed is like a Gurren, and force blocks on play, and then as well as a 5k body all the time. We're gonna obviously start the game how we always start, is just building energy, trying to search for pieces, stuff like that. Ideally for the yellow deck, I want to try to get the 6 as quick as possible, because Greed is a 6 cost, just to get that option, as well as getting the 4-drop color trigger. If he has 6 energy generator, when he plays that card, he draws a card as well. And then Asta for the red deck, we're just trying to get to 5 energy, trying to let him have a little bit of a board presence so we can pop characters on their field, as well as trying to get out our notches, which lets us put cards underneath Astas and Libes. So we just set up a Libe in the back, drawing a card and then placing 1 card from a hand to the underneath him. He's putting another searcher, looking for more pieces to make his combo work out. To grab the 2 generator Ed that lets him look at the top 2 cards of his deck, and then lets him trash him or keep him on the top. There's a lot of searching in the yellow deck. And that's exactly what he's going to play. Did it keep him on top? Trashing one of the, actually just trashing one, keeping one on top. We go to 3 AP. Here we could just play the 5th energy generator, as well as play like just a Yami, because a Yami lets you when played take a card from underneath a character and then draw a card, or when attacking he puts a card underneath any black bull from the top of your deck. Or play a Notch, which lets you draw a card on play, and then when attacking he can choose up to 1 Libe or Asta and then put a card underneath him. I choose not to do that. It ends up being a special. He kills a Notch, so that's pretty good. Something that the FULLMETAL ALCHEMIST can do right now is push up, play some aggro, and then rebuild the energy, since he already has 5 energy. He can move up 2 or even 3 depending on his hand. If he push ups 3, he could just play another 0. He ends up playing a 3-drop, searching top 2, keeping on the top, or trashing them in any order. I believe he just keeps it on the top. He's gonna play the Ling Yao color trigger. If there's 6 or more energy generated, he draws up to 1 card. Then he is gonna raid using the effect. If it's your turn, you may play 1 Alphonse from with 3 or less required energy and 1 AP from your sideline to your field rested. If you do, place the card underneath his character to the sideline, so it deraids himself. And then Alphonse reads, you draw a card if he gets played from an effect, and then you can paste 2 cards from your hand to your trash, and activate him and give him 500. It would be good to do it if he has enough cards in hand, because then he has 4 swings and gets red really low. He just doesn't do that. It goes to swing. It is a draw trigger. and then an active trigger, and then a color trigger popping probably the biggest body he could pop, which is Ed. And then it passes to red turn. Going to push up 2 characters, keeping 3 energy in the back. Then placing another fin roll. Again, fin roll at the end of the attack, he can move characters from either line on your field. So if you need bodies on board but you need the energy first, you could just place the energies in the back and then push them forward with fin roll later. Then playing an Asta, 5-drop Asta, killing a character with 4k or less on your opponent's side of the BP. Killing the Ed, because if you kill Alphonse, he could probably bring it back later with Ed's effect again, so it's just might as well just get rid of Ed instead. Playing a Noel, drawing and discarding. And then swinging, possible 2 swings because he has a 35k blocker. Swinging 4k, he takes life. Ends up being a raid, adds to hand. And then swinging 2k, he takes again. It's a color trigger. He chooses to activate it on the Asta, staying frozen. But in this case, I'll use Finrow's effect to take out the card from underneath him, and swapping the Asta with the Noel just in case I have to block. He's going to go ahead and push up the Ling Yao. It is a 4k body, it's pretty good. Believe he has a 1 attacking effect if you have 7 energy, but I don't believe he ever gets that, because he plays a Ling Yao and then another Ed in the back and then just Rage Greed. So he's a force block, 5k force block. And he swings, block with Noel, swing 4k, take. And then it is an active trigger, give it to Noel so I could block the Alphonse and then block the other Alphonse with the luck. Ling Yao, Greed now, has a sideline effect that if he gets sidelined, you could place 1 card from your hand to your sideline. If you do play up to 1 Ling Yao card with 4 less required energy and 1 AP from your sideline to your field. Now we're pushing up the Asta to get that 4k on board. And we are going to go ahead and play the Sight. The Sight lets me get 2 characters from my trash with 3 or less required energy. I am going to go ahead and sideline the Greed, and then sideline the Ling Yao. So I sideline 2 of his characters. He does bring out a Ling Yao rested. He ends up choosing to put it in the back because it doesn't say specifically, it just says field. So he could draw for turn, or draw for his effect, and discard 1 for Greed's effect. Swing 4k into life, possible 2 swings again, but he ends up getting an active trigger, giving it to his 1500 BP so he can block both of the other attacks successfully. Now here he pushes up, he could just raid, get another character on board, trying to kill 1 of my characters possibly to have more space to do more attacks successfully, force me to block out with the little chunk blockers. He did play Ed to search. In this search you don't have to reveal. Oh, you do have to reveal. I lied. He does end up specialing the Asta, and then he's gonna go for 4k impact. It is a raid target, but it goes to hand. Play 4k, taking life, draw a card, going down to 1 life, looking kind of rough here. Keeping the luck because it is a 2k on 1500 on the front lines there at the end. So something we could do here is just try to use the field Sight, tap it, sacrifice it, bring 2 characters back to hand from trash since I have a pretty big trash now. I could possibly get Lee's back so I could raid more characters on my field. The other option is grab off the raid targets, but Libe just lets me search for answers, to be honest, because it is a draw one and then place one card underneath him. See what else we could do. Either that or just get a 2 energy generator if I wanted to get a 3k body on board as well. Just grab 2 Libes, makes sense. Trashing the site, going back down to 4 energy, playing a Libe, drawing a card. And then I believe it's a raid to kill, because of that Asta we pulled off alive was the one that kills a body off the board when played. Yep, we're most likely just going to kill the Ed with impact, because that's the most threatening, because I should be able to block everything else. And then using my final trigger to restand 2. I think we just pull out all those stops and try to fill up the board here, because we shouldn't let we should fill up the board just for blocks in general. Play one for Asta, play one for another restand, play one for an Asta raid. This is the one that gains impact if you remove a card from underneath him. On play, he does place one card underneath him. And then last one would be a Libe, draw a card and then place one underneath him. And then just go for swings. Swing 4k, activate effect, and then it has impact. It ends up being a active trigger. You're gonna give active trigger to something, so it blocks out everything else. It would be ideal for the yellow player to get another special. I don't know, he hasn't seen that many specials in this game, so he could just play a special into a raid target. He moves up the Ed. He plays an Alphonse, drawing a card, trashing a card. It seems like he's not seeing any more raids for now, or specials. So he's gonna just see if he can just whittle me down one life at a time, or one character at a time. He did end up getting the special there, killing the Asta that gains impact. Taking life. I choose to take it because he has 4 attacks. It ends up being a final trigger for my last one. And I blocked the 3500 with the 4k, so everything else survives. Drawing for turn. First of all, taking off the card underneath Asta because it does say it. Drawing for turn, then AP drawing. Here I wanted to be more aggressive, but I really couldn't. I think I just played characters on the front line rested just to get more blockers later on. And I mean, there's nothing much I could do. I'm in a tight spot here with 1 life, realistically. And I think I misplayed as well, I'm not gonna lie. Because I do play the Impact Asta, and I didn't put a card underneath him. And I believe that cost me the game. Because I remove one here to gain impact. And it is a raid trigger. So it just adds to hand, and I swing 4k, he blocks with a chump blocker. Because it is at last life. And I think not putting that card from the top of my deck underneath that Asta did cause me the game, I'm not gonna lie. Passing turn, not choosing not to do the effect here, I believe. Because if I choose to do the effect, I put myself down to 3 energy, and I was like, yeah, I could save an Asta, but at the same time, it doesn't matter for me. Because we're literally down to the wire, and I did misplay. So we'll see what happens here. He AP draws. He just if he has the raid, if he can get to 6, he gets the force block, which he does there. So he plays, gets a draw a card from effect, and then I believe he just raids here, gets the force block on top of that. Let's see. Yeah, that's exactly what he does. He gets the 5k force block. Two 4ks, one 3k, and one 2k. He's gonna trash 2 cards for Alphon, so he has 3 4ks and then 1 1500. He swings 4k. I end up just blocking. I have to just block out realistically because I already used 3 finals, I believe, and I took one off of life, so that should be my 4th one. I'm just checking that. I think I used 2 finals and took one off of life, so I'm only at 3 finals left. So possibility, maybe. Realistically, no. I do end up choosing to block with the Then he swings 4k again. Block with the luck. Swing 5k impact. Realistically, I did misplay, so there should have been 1 extra face down card underneath Asta. So I should have had it under him, but since I forgot about all that, I chose to keep this Asta alive because it deraids himself at the end of at the start of my turn, just in case I could get another impact Asta. And I could possibly go for the win there. There's really no coming back from this. I could push up and ruin my energy, or I could just play an Asta and then raid another Asta. Popping a 4k, I'm assuming. But he just blocks out because I swing 4, he blocks 5k, and I swing 2k and he blocks 3k, and I just lose. Yeah, I think that misplay probably just cost me the whole game. Well, it happens. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like, subscribe. I'll leave the deck list here.